Hey everyone, I hope you all are doing great till now. So, in this module, we'll learn about the hacking wireless network, and this is the new module that is going to be introduced to you. And in this module, this is a totally a new concept where we talk about the wireless network. So, of course, we'll go and start the module with concepts. Go to like what are the different wireless encryption algorithms, what are the threats for the wireless network, and what is the hacking methodology. And I will explain about what are the various tools that we have and what is like Bluetooth hacking techniques, what are the countermeasures that you have to take, and what are the security tools that we have. So it's a pretty interesting module in terms of views, in terms of learning.
If you enjoyed the content of the video, don't forget to like and share the video and subscribe to our channel.
Okay, so if I talk about what are the wireless concepts, so before going with the wireless concepts, let's talk about what are the wireless terminology. Wireless terminology. So we have certain terms that you should get familiar with, starting with the GSM. So GSM is a universal system used for mobile transportation for wireless network worldwide. Then we have the bandwidth. So what do you mean by bandwidth? So bandwidth will describe the amount of information that may be broadcast over a connection. Then we have access point or AP. So access points are used to connect wireless devices to a wireless or wired network. Then we have BSSID. This is a very important term. So BSSID, it is the MAC address of the access point that has been set up a basic service set. So BSS is the basic service set and ID is for the identifier. Then we have the ISM band. So ISM band is a set of frequencies for the international, industrial, scientific, and medical communities. That is the ISM band. It is just a set of frequencies. Then we have hotspot. So hotspot we normally use. We use our phone, personal hotspot or personal network sharing. That is what a hotspot. So hotspot is a place where a wireless network is available for the public use. We have association. So association is the process of connecting a wireless device to an access point. Then we have SSID. So SSID is very important. Terminology is a unique identifier of 32 alphanumeric character which is given to a wireless local area network. So BSSID and SSIDs are very important terms. And about the SSID, those are nothing. Those are the usernames of your Wi-Fi which you give. So in simple term, we can say those are the name of your Wi-Fi. Then we have orthogonal frequency division multiplexing. OFDM, orthogonal frequency division multiplexing. It is a method of encoding digital data on multiple carrier frequencies. Then we have MIMO, OFDM. So be ready to listen what I'm just going to say. It's multiple input, multiple output, orthogonal frequency division multiplexing. Yeah, it's so long term, so it's better I'll write over here. All right, that's over here for the MIMO OFDM. Multiple input, multiple output, orthogonal frequency division multiplexing. So this is the MIMO OFDM. Then we have the DSSS. So it is direct sequence spread spectrum. The meaning of this is an original data signal is multiplied with the pseudo random noise spread in the code. That is a direct sequence spread spectrum. Then we have FHSS, that is your frequency hopping spread spectrum. So it is a method of transmitting radio signal by repeatedly switching a carrier among many frequency channels. So that is the different wireless terminology that you should get familiar with. And about like the wireless network, so Wi-Fi is referred to VLANs based on IEEE 802.11 standard. So IEEE 802.11 standards are used in the wireless network, which allow the device to access network from anywhere within the access point range. And devices such as personal computer, video games, consoles, and smartphones uses Wi-Fi to connect to a network resource and the internet via wireless network access point. We have different wireless standards. So starting with the like this is the Wi-Fi standard 802.11. Then we have 802.11a, 802.11b. This is a 802.11d, and so on. So those are the like different amendments, and those have different frequencies, modulations, speed, and range meters. So all better I will use a graph for this to show a better output for this. Okay, it is not the full standards. Let me check for the images. This would be fine, but we don't care about the like year release for now. It is important, but right now we are focusing on the standards. Okay, this would be fine. We have B, G, N, and AC. Let me find a different image where we have multiple standards. Okay, this is pretty simple. So these are the Wi-Fi standard that we have, which is having different frequencies. Normally we use the 802.11a, that is the 5 gigahertz frequency in the 1999 it was released, and B is also released in the same year, and we can see the wireless speed that is mentioned over here and wireless distance. So they are the different amendments, and they have the different speeds, frequencies, and distance. N is having the 2.4 slash 5 gigahertz. So right now in like recent Wi-Fi's that we have that is using the fiber optical cables, they normally have two frequencies that is released, and we have to set two frequencies for the Wi-Fi. You can see that that is 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz. That is your Wi-Fi speeds. Normally you will set up two names of your Wi-Fi. One is of 2.4 gigahertz and another is of 5 gigahertz. That is because of the 802.11n. Then we have AC. So AC has the wireless speed that is bigger than the normal sizes that we have. So you can see it is the max speed that is 1733 mbps, and you can see the range and wireless distance is also great. That is the wireless standards. Now if I talk about what are the authentication modes, so we have different authentication modes which people use. So people use the WEP, WPA2. So we'll talk about that. But one of the most important term that we have to see is the WAP. So the WAP key will provide authentication, which means that this key should be enabled and configured manually on both AP and client. And the WAP is very vulnerable authentication, or you can say uh, authentication mode. Then let's talk about like what are the different antennas before going with the more about the encryption algorithms and methodologies and threats. So in this particular video, we'll talk about what are the different wireless encryption algorithms after this topic. And in the next video, we'll talk about threats. So right now, let's talk about what the different wireless antennas that we have. So if I talk about wireless antennas, so starting with directional antenna, omnidirectional antenna, parabolic grid antenna, Yagi antenna, dipole antenna, and reflector antenna. So these are the different types of antennas that we have. Starting with the directional antenna, so it is used to broadcast and obtain radio waves from a single direction. If I talk about omnidirectional, so it provides 360 horizontal radiation pattern used in wireless base stations. Then we have parabolic grid antenna. So it is based on the principle of satellite dish, but it lacks a solid backing and can pick up a Wi-Fi signal from 10 miles or more. Then we have Yagi antenna. So Yagi antenna is a unidirectional antenna commonly used in communication for a frequency band of like 10 megahertz to greater, or to like a VHF and UHF. Then we have the dipole. So dipole antennas are the bidirectional antenna that is used to support a client connection rather than side-to-side applications. Then we have reflectors. Reflector used to concentrate EM energy which is radiated or received at a focal point. Those are different types of wireless antennas that we have. If I talk about like what are the different wireless encryption algorithms that we have, so I'll talk about that right now. So starting with 802.11i, so this is a IEEE amendment that specifies security mechanism for 802.11 wireless networks. Then we have WEP. So WEP is an encryption algorithm for the IEEE 802.11 wireless networks, and it is very vulnerable algorithms that we have. Then we have EAP. EAP support multiple authentication methods such as token card, cabros, and certificates. Then we have LEAP. It is a proprietary version of EAP developed by Cisco. Then we have WPA. So WPA is an advanced wireless encryption protocol using TKIP and MIC to provide stronger encryptions and authentications. If I talk about TKIP, so TKIP is a security protocol that is used in WPA as a replacement of WEP. Then we have WPA2. So in the WPA2, it is an upgrade of WPA using AES and CCMP for wireless data encryption. Then we have AES. So AES is an symmetric key encryption used in WPA2 as a replacement for TKIP. CCMP. So this both are used in WPA2. CCMP is an encryption protocol that is used in WPA2 for stronger encryptions and authentications. About the encryptions and cryptography, that is our last chapter, so be ready for that, in which we'll try to get more and learn more about the encryptions types and protocols. Then we have WPA2 Enterprise. So it integrate EAP standard with WPA2 encryptions. Then we have Radius. So Radius is a centralized authentication or authorization management system. Then we have PEEP. So PEEP is a protocol that encapsulates the EAP within an encrypted and authenticated transport layer security that is your TLS tunnel. Then we have WPA3. So WPA 3 and 2 that we usually use right now, and WPA 3 is a third generation Wi-Fi security protocol that is using GCMP 256 for encryptions and HMAC SHA 384 for authentication. So like different protocols, we have different ways to crack it. So about the WEP, so it is a wired equivalent privacy, and it is easy to crack the password because it is transferring the data and clear text also, and it is having the significant vulnerability and design flaw and can be therefore easily cracked. So that is about like what are different encryption algorithms that we have. Okay, so let's talk about what are the wireless threats that we have. Wireless threats, starting with access control attack, integrity attack, and confidentiality attack. So if I talk about access control attack, so those are the wireless access control attacks which aim to penetrate a network by evading WLAN access control measures such as access point MAC filters and Wi-Fi port access control. So we have example like war driving, rogue access point, MAC spoofing, AP misconfiguration, ad hoc associations. Those are the example of access control attack. Then we have integrity attack. So integrity attack, attackers send forged control management or data frames over a wireless network to misdirect the wireless devices to perform another type of attacks. For example, denial of service, WP injections, data replay. Those are the examples for integrity attack. Then we have confidentiality. So the confidentiality, if I talk about, so those are the attack which attempt to intercept confidential information sent over wireless association, regardless of whether they were sent in a clear text or encrypted or by Wi-Fi protocol. Example, you can say eavesdropping, traffic analysis, cracking WEP key, able to an access point, honeypot access point. Those are the example of confidentiality attack. Then we have availability threats. So availability threats, those are the attacks which aims to obstructing the delivery of wireless services to legitimate users, either by crippling those resources but denying them access to VLAN resources. So examples such as we have the authentication flood attack, we have beacon flood attack, denial of service, authentication flood. So availability attacks are usually easy to do. I will show you how we can do that. Then we have authentication attack. Authentication attack, the main objective of this attack is to steal the identity of Wi-Fi clients, the personal information, login credentials, etc. to gain the unauthorized access to a network resources. Example, we have leaf cracking, identity theft, share key guessing, password speculation, domain login cracking, key installation attack, PSK cracking. If I talk about rogue AP attack, that we have rogue access point attack. So here rogue wireless access point plays into the 802.11 network and can be used to hijack the connections of legitimate user access. So let's say we have different companies, different Wi-Fi's at this area. I'll set the legitimate Wi-Fi network with the same username and the same SSID. So let's say there is a Wi-Fi with the name of PyNet Labs. I'll set up a fake Wi-Fi with the same name. And if people try to connect to my network, I can do anything, right? If someone is in my network. So when the user turn on the computer, the rogue wireless AP will offer to connect with the network with the user same network interface card, and all traffic the user enter will pass through the rogue AP, thus enabling a form of wireless packet sniffing. That is how the rogue AP work. If I talk about the war driving, so war driving is nothing whenever a person is trying to get the connections while driving out of in the network area. That is the war driving. I will talk about that also in the ad hoc connection attack. Here, Wi-Fi clients communicate directly via ad hoc mode and does not require an AP to relay packets. And the ad hoc mode is inherently insecure and does not provide strong authentications and encryptions. If I talk about the Honeypot AP, here what attacker will try to like make a fake SSID again, and attacker will trap victim using the fake hotspot. The denial of service attack here, like person will try to send traffic to a network so that nobody can use the network. Then we have crack attack. So crack attack or key reinstallation attack. Here all secure Wi-Fi network use the handshake processes to join the network and generate a fresh encryption key, and that will be used in the traffic to encrypt the network. So if I talk about the four-way handshake, let me draw it. So let's say here's the user and here's the access point. So number first, anonymous message will be sent to the user. Again, user will send the signed S nonce. Then access point will reply with the signed S nonce and encryption key installation. And what a person will reply? Person will reply with the acknowledgement. That is how a four-way handshake work. Now what attacker will do? Attacker will try to send the anonymous message, like this is the user will have the anonymous message by the access point, then a user will send the signed S nonce. But what attacker will target? Attacker will try target the third thing, that is the encryption key installation. So what attacker will do? Attacker will choose the packet that will travel to attacker cloned access point, and then attacker can allow and read the all the packet that is sent to the victim. So attacker will clone the access point and they will encrypt. They will like delete this particular area. And if I talk about the crack, so here like crack attack works by exploiting the four-way handshake and the WPA2 protocol by forcing no announce reuse, and crack work against all modern protected Wi-Fi network and allow attacker to steal sensitive information such as credit card numbers, password, chat, messages, email, and photos. Then we have signal jamming signal attack. For this, you have to like purchase a jamming device. So we have PCB 240 jammer. This is the signal jammer. If you install this, so nobody can use the Wi-Fi or the signal in the range of 20 to 450 meters, and it has four antennas, and it can jam 2G, 3G, 4G networks and Wi-Fi also, and it has the working time of 40 minutes. Then you have CPB 3016N 5G jammer, CPB 2061 jammer. So there are lots of jammer you can install, and if you try to do that, it will like jam the network into the particular area. Then we have ALTER attack. So this is attack that is usually performed on the LTE devices. Here attacker will install a fake communication tower between two authentication endpoints, intending to mislead the victim. Let's say here's the victim and here's the base station. Attacker will try to install the fake tower over here, and the communication will go through with the fake tower. So the virtual tower that is used to interrupt the data communication between the user and the real tower, attempting to hijack the active session. That is about the attack. And if I talk about the war driving more, so like we have talked about the what are different types of attacks and all. So war driving is where a person will try to get the network while driving around the building. That is the war driving. So next I will talk about like what are the hacking methodology that we have. So that is in the next video. See, in the next video we will talk about what are the hacking methodology, and we will try to hack it. And about like by the end of this video, if I talk about the war driving again, because it is very important topic, it was still not clear. So it is an act of searching for Wi-Fi wireless network, usually from moving vehicle using a smartphone or laptop. That is the war driving.
If you enjoyed the content of the video, don't forget to like and share the video and subscribe to our channel.
Hey everyone, let's talk about like what is the methodology behind wireless hacking and what are the tools that we use. So this is pretty interesting video in which we'll do practical work also. So the hacking methodology that we'll use is, first of all, like this is the objective for wireless hacking and to compromise Wi-Fi network and to gain unauthorized access to network resources. And the different methodologies that we'll use is starting from Wi-Fi discovery, GPS mapping, wireless traffic analysis, launch of wireless network. Then we have Wi-Fi encryption cracking, Wi-Fi encryption cracking, and at last, like compromise the Wi-Fi network. So those are different hacking methodology that we have, starting with Wi-Fi discovery. So here, like we will discover the different Wi-Fi and we will track the footprinting of it. And again, we have two types of method for footprinting, that is passive and active. In the passive, we detect the existence of an access point by sniffing packets from the airways, which will reveal the AP and SSID. Active, here like wireless device, attacker has the wireless device which will send out a probe request with the SSID to see if an AP respond, and if the wireless device does not have the SSID at the beginning, it will send the probe request to an with an empty SSID. Then we have different like Wi-Fi network range attacks. So we have like what are the symbols to find it. So we have Wi-Fi choking symbols, Wi-Fi choking symbols. And like the first task of an attacker will go through where when to search the Wi-Fi, where to search it, and checking the potential network. So attacker use various Wi-Fi choking techniques such as war walkings, war chokings, war frying, and war driving to find the target Wi-Fi network to attack. So if I talk about like war walking, so here attacker will walk around the Wi-Fi, enable laptop to detect the open wireless network. War chalking is a method that is we are going to see right now, that is used to draw symbols in public places to advertise open Wi-Fi network. War flying, here attacker will use a drone to detect open wireless network. And war driving, I've already explained about this. So here attacker drive around the Wi-Fi enabled laptop to detect open wireless network. So if I talk about what is Wi-Fi chalking symbols, Wi-Fi. So these are some of the symbols that people use for the Wi-Fi chalking. Here, this is for the like free Wi-Fi. So this is free Wi-Fi. Then with the lock symbol over here, the key in the lock. So here it has a MAC filtering. Then with a simple key and this symbol, the brackets symbol, that is the symbol where you have to say, and this is like with the restrictions you have to get the password. Here with the dollar signs, that means the you have to pay for the Wi-Fi. Then AP with WAP we use W symbol. Then AP with multiple access control we use X symbol into the key. AP with the close ESSID we use minus symbol over here, or SSID you can say with the close SSID. And for the honey we use circle and a honey written over there. So these are like simple and different Wi-Fi chalking symbols which people used to see. And like for finding various Wi-Fi, and to find and to discover, we use WPA enabled access points. So people will use the wash utility to identify the WPS enabled access points. So the command is wash dash interface, and this is the small I, and the interface name. So like what people use for the interface is, normally this is not your normal card that people will use. So people will use the let me open the Cognito tab because I don't want to show you my Amazon. So what people use is they use monitor enable adapters. So monitor mode enable adapters. Let me go with the Amazon first of all. So people use alpha Wi-Fi adapter. This is the best in the category if you talk about like what is the best adapter that you should go with. So it is pretty costly if I talk about in terms of money. And if you want to start at first, so you can go with the Leo 6. This is what I'm using. But remember this Leo 6 Wi-Fi adapter is having the range of 2.4 gigahertz only. So it will just like get the information about that. If you have 5 gigahertz network, it will not uh, get it. Okay, right now I'm not able to see the same adapter that I used. Let me search this over the internet. Yeah, this is the one which I use. But you can go with the TP link also. TP link Wi-Fi router, sorry, adapter with monitor mode. So people use this one. This is also a good one for the monitor mode. You can see for the rating and answer question if you are able to find. Okay, see. Does it support monitor mode and packet injection on Kali Linux? No, version 1 will only support. Version 2 is not at all detecting Kali Linux. So we have like different modes, so you have to find for the monitor one. But the best I would suggest is go for the alpha. This is the alpha router, so it is having 2.4 gigahertz, 3 Mbps, and 5 gigahertz band, and yeah, it is having longer range, faster data range, and signal stability. And it is a good looking also. Like if you try to open and do any kind of attack from this, people will get afraid like what he or she is doing. So this is the alpha adapter, and don't go for this one. Of course, you don't have to open a base station. That is about the adapter. So let me try and do this real time. So I'll open my workstation Kali Linux, and I'll try to open and go with the monitor modes. And like we have discovery tools also, people use Wireshark for it. So Wireshark is easy to discover the what are the packets that are going through over the internet after connecting to a wireless. And about if I talk about like GPS mapping, so attacker will try to create a map of discovered Wi-Fi networks and database with the statistics collected by the Wi-Fi discovery tools. So people use the Wiggle. So Wiggle is a site where you can track the locations of discovered Wi-Fi network. You can find the password, but I don't think so. In India, we used to submit the password over there. We'll talk about Wiggle. Let me find if I'm able to find any of the passwords and any of the like Wi-Fi around my region. See, it is somewhat reported on the DEFCON D, that is somewhat reported over here. Google Rover and Decenter Spam Wave. These are the newses. So it doesn't have like more of the Wi-Fi and password that is dictated over here, but if I find over the globe, I can find many. Okay, I can find like where the Wi-Fi is and where the networks that are presented through this map. So this particular area has more. So yeah, that is about the vehicle and GPS mapping. So people used to find this, and by this we can find like what are the speeds and magnitudes of Wi-Fi. And for the traffic analysis, people use the Wireshark. So people like sniff the traffic, try to eavesdrop it, and you can get the information that is ongoing on the wireless communication. So how I can do that? First of all, I have to go with the Kali Linux, enable my monitor mode in my Wi-Fi card. So let me open my Wi-Fi card, install it. Okay. So I want it to connect to the virtual machine. Okay. Now it is connected. And if I click over here, I can see Wi-Fi network. Yes. Available network. See, I didn't enter any of the password over here. So Wi-Fi network that is available. If I try to connect from it, it will ask for password. So if I okay, trying to connect to my network, I will just try to disconnect it, and I will start my own hotspot right now. So that will be discovered available network. So it is now discovering only like 2.4 gigahertz network only, because it is not that good adapter to discover the 5 gigahertz. So just wait a second. Okay, here is the Wi-Fi that I have just right now started. This is the NSS ISEC. So what I will do is I will start my adapter and I will go with iwconfig. So by this you can see I have WLAN0 that is having the mode that is managed. I'll go to super user mode right now. CD, okay, clear. I'll go with ipconfig to see. Okay. Now what I will do is I will clear it. I will type ifconfig WLAN 0 down. By this I will shut down my internet card. Right. Now I will go with iwconfig WLAN 0 mode monitor, and I will now turn on my interface card. ifconfig WLAN 0 up. Now if I check the WLAN iwconfig, you can check the mode is changed to monitor, and remember here is where I can see my interface name, that is WN0, and that is what I pasted over here. So first I said shut down my interface card, then I will change the mode to monitor from manage, and then I will turn on my interface card. That is how I used to do it. Now I will open the wireless analyzer, that is Wireshark. Let's open that. So right now I didn't connect it with the different Wi-Fi's or different connection. So this is the WN0. You can see I'm not connected to any of the Wi-Fi, but I can see the traffic that is going around. So yeah, I didn't connect it with any of the Wi-Fi network, but I can monitor it. Now, what is the next step from this Wi-Fi network is I'll go with a great tool for the deauthentication attack, that is AirGDON. AirGDON. You have to install this. Now this is a tool. If I try to attack any of the Wi-Fi network that is in my range, a person that is connected to that Wi-Fi will be start disconnecting. So they will not able to use the Wi-Fi network till that hours, like till the time that this attack is going on. I can stop the attack, that is by manual. So for this I will type a Gideon. Now over here what I will do is, right now my interface is already in the monitor mode. Press enter. I will select WN0. I will like go for the DOS attack menu that is in the 4. I will explore for the target, press 4 again. So you can see the target that is having is that I'm having is NSS SciSec, so I want to attack this one target. I'll close this one. So I want to attack this NSS SciSec, so I'll press 2. Now you can see the ESSID is selected, the MAC address and all is selected, and the mode is monitor. So I'll press 6 for the deauthentication attack, press enter and enter. Now it will send the deauthentication packet to the my wireless network, and devices that are connected to my hotspot will start disconnecting. So this is the different attack. Now what I will do is I will use lab to demonstrate how we can crack the password. So let's launch the lab. So like we have the aircrack ng suite for this, and the aircrack ng is a network software suite that is consisting of detector, packet sniffer, WEP and WPA2, cracker, analysis tools for 802.11 wireless network, and this program can run on Windows and Linux both. So we'll start our lab, and what we'll do is we'll crack the WEP network with the help of aircrack ng. So let's get into our system. I'll enter the password. So right now I'm in desktop. I want to go with the hacking wireless network. Now I'll copy this both and paste into the desktop. Now I'll open the terminal and start with the cracking mechanisms. So let me clear it and let me go to sudo su. We'll start with aircrack -ng. Then I'll use this symbols, and because the file name is having spaces, home attacker single apostrophe you can say, and desktop sample captures, and then WEP crack 1.cap. Now press enter. This is now reading the mechanism, and here we have find the key that is for the WEP. Now to crack the WP2, it is again the same, but you have to mention here aircrack -ng -a2 -b. You have to mention the SSID. So SSID is I already know the SSID because we get from the previous example, that is 20.e5. So SSID you can find over the network, right? Here is the SSID. If I talk about the SSID and BSSID, so here is the BSSID, that is what we are using. So right now this is example that is provided by the EC Council, so I know the SSID of it, that is E5 is to 2A is to E4 is to 38 and 00. Then the word list that I want, that is /home attacker desktop word list, and then the password. This is what we are going for, the password list. And now I want to mention the like sample capture that we have gained, that is inside the home attacker desktop, and here we have sample capture, WEP, track cap, and display center. So here we have the packet contain, and it should find the password. So let me find what's wrong over here. Okay, we have the aircrack ng dash A2 dash P. The basis ID is right, 2052A E43800. The word list is right, home attacker desktop word list password.txt, and then the caption file, that is home attacker desktop, sample captures, and WPA. Okay, let's see WPA. Yeah. So here is the password that we have found, that is password 1. As you can see, that is how you can crack the WPA2 mechanisms also. So that is about the practical of this chapter. So we have different like tools for the air crack. So we have air crack, ng, airmon ng for monitoring, and we have different. So if I talk about now what is evil twin attack, so now let's get back to theory part. There is a one more terminology, that is evil twin. So evil twin is an wireless access point that pretend to be a legitimate access point by replicating another network name. Attacker will set up a rogue access point outside the corporate parameter and lures user to sign into the wrong access points. So once associated user may bypass the enterprise security policies and giving attackers access to network data. An evil twin can be configured with a common residential SSID, hotspot SSID, or company VLAN SSID. So SSID is the name, and a person will try to like get inside the access point, and once it is the person, the attacker can able to hear the traffic and share the connections. Also there is one more like technique, that is RFID cloning. So the RFID cloning involves capturing the data from legitimate RFID tag and creating its own clone by using new chip. So attacker use tools such as iCopyX and RFID LERTO to clone RFID tags. So there is a device also which people use for the RFID cloning. Now if I talk about the different tools that we have, so like we have AirCrack that I've already explained. We have packet sniffers such as Wireshark. Then we have the AirGuardian. Yeah, those are the different tools. So next up, we'll have the Bluetooth hacking techniques that we have in this chapter. Okay, so let's talk about what are the different Bluetooth attacks types. So Bluetooth hacking techniques, you can say. So starting with Bluetooth stack. Bluetooth stack. So Bluetooth is a short wireless network communication technology that replaces the cable connecting portable or fixed devices that we all know. So Bluetooth stack is a different mechanisms if I talk about. So it has the application over here, and we have OBEX, we have TCP/IP, PPP, AT. Application goes all over. It has DCS, SDP, and at the end it is connected with the LC2 cap. And with the OBX we have the RF common. So it is a pretty confusing architecture that we have for the Bluetooth stack. And Bluetooth has a discoverable mode and limited discoverable or non-discoverable. So please, if you have the Bluetooth devices, so turn off discovery of it and hide your Bluetooth name, because nowadays it is very common to use the smartwatches and wireless earbuds. So please turn off your hide your like Bluetooth name. There's option to turn off it. Now we have different type of Bluetooth attacks. We have blue smacking, blue jacking, blue snurfing, blue sniffing, and blue jacking. We have BTLE jacking, of K knob attack. So those are different types of attack. Starting with blue smacking here, like it is a DOS attack, denial of service attack, with overflow, uh, Bluetooth enabled devices with random packets causing the devices to crash. We have blue jacking here. It is the art of sending unsolicited message over the Bluetooth to Bluetooth enabled devices such as mobile phones and laptops. The blue snuffing here is the theft of information from wireless device through a Bluetooth connection. The blue sniffing is the proof of concept code for Bluetooth war driving utility. So blue sniffing is a proof of code for a Bluetooth war driving utility. The blue the BTLE checking, it is a determinal or detrimental to BLE devices, that is your Bluetooth enabled devices. Uh, it is used to bypass the security mechanisms and listen to the information being shared. So BLE is like Bluetooth low powered, is something like that. And then we have knob attack. So knob, it is exploiting a vulnerability in Bluetooth to eavesdrop all the data being shared as a keystroke, chats, and documents. That is the Bluetooth attacks that we have. If I talk about the threats that we have for the Bluetooth, so like we have sending SMS messages. So terrorists could send false bomb threats to airlines using the phones of legitimate user. We have social engineering, malicious code can be sent through it. And if I talk about the blue jacking again, so it is a very important term about the blue jacking. So here, like, blue jacking is the activity of sending anonymous message over the Bluetooth to Bluetooth enabled devices such as laptop, mobile phone via the OBEX protocol. That is the blue jacking. So for the Bluetooth hacking, we have different tools for it, starting with the Bluetooth View, Blue Scan, Blue Devil. Bluetooth View, Blue Scan, and Blue Devil. These are tools that are mentioned for the Bluetooth hacking.
If you enjoyed the content of the video, don't forget to like and share the video and subscribe to our channel.
So if I talk about countermeasures for like wireless attack, so always have a good wireless signal security. So go for the RF secure, spectrum security, and wireless IDS. Go for like connection security, so that is your pre-packet authentication, centralized encryptions. For the device security, see for vulnerabilities and patches. For the data protections, use WPA3, WPA2, or AES. And for the network protection, use the strong authentication mechanisms. And end user protection, use a stateful per user firewall. And also update the firewall patches that is available in your system by the provider, so you can go for the different mechanisms for it. You can open your admin portal for your Wi-Fi and see for the mechanisms for it. You can upgrade your firmware, patch it, and always have a latest update for your router. And also like use your password hard to encrypt it, so use the paraphrases, use the symbols, use the passwords that is hard to remember. You can have it saved somewhere offline, or it is easy for you for remember but not for others, and it should not be related to your day-to-day life. Like it should not be your phone number, it should not be your name or any simple names such as passwords, hacker. So those are very common password which is easy to guess. And for the Bluetooth hacking, just install antiviruses, use non-regular patterns such as pekins, pin keys that we have nowadays, and do not accept any unknown and unexpected pairing request. Always enable encryptions when establishing Bluetooth connection to your PC. If I talk about like what are the security tools that we have, so we have wireless IPS, WIPS, or wireless IPS intrusion detection system that will work against the intrusion if someone is there in the network. We have Cisco adaptive wireless IPS. For the example, we have WatchGuard, W Wi-Fi Cloud, WPS, and we have Cisco IPS. So those are some of the IPS. We have FortiGate next generation firewall. So those are the tools. And for the Wi-Fi scanning like vulnerability tools, we have Nmap and ZenMap. So ZenMap is the like GUI version of Nmap. So you can go with the Nmap also. And for the Bluetooth, use the Bluetooth firewalls. Like go for the BT scanners, Blue Maho. That is a tool for the Bluetooth security. And remember, like Bluetooth security nowadays, just secure, just make your device undiscoverable, or don't use it every time. If you have turn it or every time, just hide your name of your Bluetooth, make it hidden. So that is it for this chapter where we talk about hacking wireless networks. See you in the next video where we'll talk about the new module that is hacking mobile platforms.